So welcome to another episode of The Scoop with the champ, Bola Ray. How you doing tonight, champ?
I'm good. Thanks.
Awesome show last night. Got a lot of comments. Some of them were asking, at the end of the day, Ray, are you for or against headgear?
I'm completely for it.
Oh, okay, all right.
I have to apologize. I think I left out some parts, some thoughts in that interview. I'll do another one, and I'll clean it up a hell of a lot better. But most importantly, yeah, I'm totally for headgear. At the end of the day, it only makes sense. You have a scenario where, especially in the amateurs, in a tournament, you can have a fighter fighting every day for 2, 3, 4 days. And it's nothing shy of unfortunate if a fighter, the best fighter, couldn't continue because of a cut. So we can take the likelihood of a cut out of the scenario and let's see who the better fighter is by just putting headgear on. And I don't really believe that it's that much of a detriment that causes that much more or increases the likelihood of a concussion that much more, just because the size of the headgear is just a little bit bigger. So, but
The other point of clarification that some of the people who were emailing me specifically were asking, is it optional for fighters at the amateur level to wear headgear, or are they simply not allowed to wear headgear? When they're fighting in the Olympics, for example.
Currently, men are not allowed. Our headgear is not worn in competition. They can wear it in training. It's not worn in competition. And yet women must wear headgear. It doesn't take Stevie Wonder to see, or at least Stevie Wonder can see exactly what's going on here. Women have more than enough power to give someone a concussive beating. So this notion that women don't possess the power to do anything called damage is just not true. Much like the other arguments that they're having for and not for headgear. It's just not true. Sandy, little Tyson, let her give you a hook. This is just absurd. It's nothing shy of absurd. I think that everyone should wear headgear. Bottom line.
Got it. Final question. Are there only two types? You showed us two types last night, open face and somewhat of a closed face. Are those the only two types?
No. There's a couple more. So the one that I showed you the open face, and that's the only type of competition headgear you can get, you can wear, and it has to have a logo on the side stating that it's authenticized by AIBA. But when it comes to sparring headgear, no. That one had cheek protectors and a chin guard. The one I usually use has no chin guard. There's ones that have, instead of a cheek protector, it just has a bar across the nose. So it protects the nose. You see through the eyes and bar across the nose, and your chin is exposed. I've never used that headgear, but I've sparred against people who have.
Great. So what do you got lined up for us tonight?
Well, first and foremost, again, once again, my name is Bola Ray, and this is The Scoop. I would like to thank you for giving me the opportunity to give my perspective as to the world of boxing today and yesteryear. Today's episode is going to be on 3 3-minute rounds or 5 2-minute rounds, amateur competition. In 1998, AIBA, the Amateur International Boxing Association, changed the rules to all bouts and made them 5 2-minute rounds when it was before 3 3-minute rounds. Subsequent years went by, and then they changed the rules again to 4 2-minute rounds. Today, it's been revert all the way back to 3 3-minute rounds. And my question is, what is the inherent difference between any of those scenarios? When I was an amateur, I remember having fights 3 3-minute rounds against guys hungry to rip your head off, and they're coming at you, and it felt like an eternity for those for one of those 3 3-minute rounds, let alone 3 of them. It wasn't the case. When now as a pro, I fought 10 rounds, like spar 12s and stuff like that. The 3 3-minute rounds is a sprint. To fight 2-minute rounds is a sprint too. So it's no longer an issue. It's more, what do you get out of it is my question. And at the end of the day, I side more with the 5 2-minute rounds. This gives the athlete a different perspective, in that there's room for strategy. And in the event that the athlete falls back, loses the first round, which very well could be a feel-out round, you don't know your opponent, you've never seen your opponent, you don't have any intel on this opponent. So you're going in with a blank slate, you go in there, feel-out round. What is he like? You can have an aggressive guerrilla throwing bombs, you can have a timid, like chess player who wants to sit back and lure you into a counterattack or a counter punch. You don't know, right? And what happens in the event that you choose the wrong scenario, the wrong game plan? Well, all of a sudden you may fall back around. In a 3 3-minute round, 3 3-minute fight, you're down 1 round, do the math. You have to win the rest of the fight. It give you heart palpitations, gets a lot of fighters, a lot of inexperienced fighters, even experienced fighters, they get a little rattled. They feel that they have to rush things, and that's when accidents and mistakes happen, which ends up, you end up usually falling 2 rounds behind. So I like the 5 2-minute rounds. I remember a scenario, and granted, it was a 3 3-minute round fight, but like I think it's still applicable in telling the story. When I had a fight, I fought a fighter by the name of Milton Little from Saginaw, Michigan, and we went to his town to fight. And in fighting him, when I met him, I'm 6'7". At the time, I think I was 250 pounds. I walk into the general weigh-in area to get our physicals done. I see a guy, he looks like just some short, fat guy, and didn't really pay him any mind. I did my medicals, I went on. I dressed up to get ready for the fight, and all of a sudden, I feel this heat burning through the side of my head. And all of a sudden, I look over, clear across creation, on the other side of the ring, there's a guy eyeballing me, and it's my opponent. And that fat little guy has muscles coming out of his ears. He looked like a little linebacker, probably 6 foot, 6'1", but he outweighed me. And then these arms that look like most people's thighs. I was like, okay, I think this is going to be interesting. All right, we get in there, and he's mean mugging me. He's being mean mugging me before we even got in the ring. So I'm like, he wants this to be real. He's gonna bring some fire. All right, let's see what you got, big boy. And I saw it. The bell went. He walked across the ring and punched me in the face with the right hand. Straight right hand, no fear, no nothing. And I just sat there and ate it. I was just like, okay, this is real. This guy has some pop. All right. So now I get on my bicycle and I'm dancing. I'm popping with a jab, but I'm more, how you put it, like from the outside looking in, I'm just panic stricken. Actually, from the inside looking in, I was panic stricken. He's coming after me, and I call it doing the front crawl. When just like you're doing the front crawl, this guy's throwing bombs, overhand right, overhand left, just swimming towards me. And I'm just backpedaling and popping with a jab and whatnot. The first round is done. It goes to him, and rightfully so. Second round, I can't remember what instructions I got, but I pretty much was going to do the exact same thing and just survive. I wanted to land a couple more right hands in the exchanges. So if I caught him with a jab, quick right hand, and then move, sort of thing. Bum, bum, dance, touch with the right hand, boom. All right, sorry, jab, catch him with the right hand, move. And maybe that would slow down his pace. But for all intent and purposes, it was pretty much the same as the first round. And then a golden opportunity came, and I just saw this opportunity to land a crisp right hand to the body. So I did. Boom! And the game changed. All of a sudden, this gorilla, this mean tiger, turned into a rabbit and just backed away and did nothing. All of a sudden I said, oh, you can dish it, but you can't take it. Interesting take. I picked it up, and it may have been like 30 seconds left in the round, but I came on strong and I ended up winning that round because of it. I came out the following round and I said, okay, he's a wounded animal. And I just took it to him. And now I didn't just stand my ground. I actually aggressively came after him with power punches, of which he then was trying to block and grab and block and grab, and he just ate him. This opportunity or this scenario played out in my favor only because I was fortunate enough to actually catch him with that right to the body in the second round and then see the potential for a change in strategy. If I had caught him with the right hand and not noticed him wincing or having picked up on the cues of him backing up, or more importantly, not aggressively coming after me, it could have been that could have been a loss for me and a lost opportunity. I would have wasted the rest of that round, not taken it to him. My coach would have probably picked up on that fact and said, you know what, take it to him. And I would have won the last round, but that's 2 rounds to 1. So therefore I would have lost the fight. But that scenario, the likelihood of the scenario, it just gives a fighter a little bit more chance to play with the strategy, the chess game of boxing in well, it's not even that much longer. It's 1 minute longer, 2 minutes, as opposed to 3 minutes, 1 minute longer of action, but you get 2 more rounds of rest, minutes of rest. I just think that it's a far better, more progressive scenario for the amateur game. But that's my opinion. So with that being said, let me know what you think about that out there in boxing world. 2 minutes for the amateurs, or 3 minutes. Let me know in the comments below. I'd like you to, or more importantly, if you like the show, if you like this episode, please hit subscribe, hit the like button, share with your friends. I'm your boy, Bola, and that's the scoop.
Thanks very much. I appreciate that. That's a great episode.
Cheers.
Quick question. Is that for both men and women?
Yeah.
Right on. Excellent. Fair play. I'll see you tomorrow night, right?
Cheers.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.